Well, hello, everybody. Actually, I was going to put me on full screen for doing the adverts there. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast. You got a little sneak peek. You know, it's a full attendance tonight from the lads. And before we go any further, like ever, please do like and subscribe. It really does help. And also, as well, thank you to our sponsors. I've pressed it. It hasn't worked. It's going to come on. There it is, there. Northern Brand Solutions and our partners at Patrick. So, as I say, please do like them and follow them on social media as well. It really does help us all out. Right, lads, let's get into it.
Evening, Davey, evening, Mickey, evening, everybody.
Evening, gent. You all right?
Davey, the storm clouds are starting to parten a little bit, aren't they? You know, the doom and gloom's starting to lift a little.
We didn't get the doom and gloom. We had the prequel to the doom and gloom last week, didn't we? Because we there was rumours of Stephen Wern leaving, and we had heard rumours of players being recalled, and you know, then everyone had their little meltdowns online, which is perfectly all right. But
there was rumours of MK Dons in for you, Davey, but I'm glad to see you're still here.
When I said it was 3 packets of jelly tots,
I would have took 2 packets of Haribo's and a big bottle of orange Fanta, and he could have been gone for me.
Oh, I might have taken an orange as well, an actual orange. Yeah.
But
I don't think they would have went to fresh fruit unless we're hiding it at them.
No.
Happy New Year, Davey. Happy New Year.
It was obviously last week we spoke and said that was the last time we were on. It was before Archie Mayer was recalled and Lofthouse as well. Before we go any further, a big thank you to them players because they did absolutely exceptionally well when they were at Gateshead, and unfortunately probably did too well for their parent clubs because they've went on to they've carried their progression on in the Football League. And this is the tightrope that we walk as Gateshead Football Club. We have to. We know our budget isn't the biggest. We have to exploit the loan market, and I think we said it before on the show, and I said on the commentary yesterday that in an ideal world, everyone benefits from the loan, and we have. Just unfortunately, they want to progress the players along a little bit quicker than what was probably anticipated, and but. On the flip side of that, it's a great advertisement for Gateshead because players can come here and progress. We know that. We've seen numerous players come through. The goalkeeper situation over the years, I mean, wow. What you've got Chapman playing in the Championship. You've got Marshall in the Marshall in Europe. You know, we know what Stephen Pears is doing, and then you go on Matty Jacobs scoring for Hull as well in the FA Cup. Incredible. These players that come in here are going to have, you know, a great platform for, like, as I say, and I think Rob summed it up well, saying that there will be new Stephen Werns, there will be new people that come in, and you know, we'll talk about the new lads that have come in. But I just want to say thank you to the lads that have left because I mean, Stephen Wern as well. He went to MK Dons. He saved us twice, kind of. You know, I mean, he's put coffers in the bank and he helped us in our league position last year. And if every transfer could be like that, wow, you know,
helped us keep us in the league. And also, David, also, they seem to enjoy it as well. Like his parting shot was just like, I just loved coming to play football at Gateshead. It was just fun and like it was great with the lads, and that's great to see because you know it's obviously evident it's not like that at all football clubs. So when they're saying that, and then you know obviously the departing, that's great. Personally, I think it's and as you say, great assets. What wonderful memories we've got, all of them. You know.
Well, that's the thing. They've left on a high, really, haven't they? I mean. It stings a little bit as fans because obviously we want to see them because we've seen the club probably in the best position on the pitch and in the league for quite some time. You know, hell of a squad, and then we've had the unfortunate injuries that have happened over Christmas and before that with Tinkler and Ollie. But when you bring these players back, and then we've seen a little flash yesterday of the new players, what they can do, they're going to complement well, I think. And you know, I think if it hadn't have been for the injuries, the players that left wouldn't have been such a kick in the teeth if we had a full quota of players to pick from. But obviously, I want to hear from everyone else at home what their thoughts are and any messages for them players as well, because we haven't been on since they left. So if you want to put them in, I know a lot do listen in and watch, so that they might see the messages. So if you'd like to do that, we'll put them up on screen. But
I think that's great summing up there. Sorry, Mickey, you were going to question there.
Yeah, I was just going to say on about players leaving. I mean, the message Wernie left, seeing that when he gets a chance to come back and watch it. So those of us who were at Chesterfield, Camille Conter was there.
Yeah.
Macaulay Langstaff's been to see where at Wembley. Macaulay and Ked were there. And you had Owen Bailey at Halifax earlier in the season. So it just shows how much, we've contributed to them leaving the bigger and better things, but they still come and say hello, mate. So it just shows you how good the club is, Dean.
Well, even Camille, he was just a reserve player at the two clubs he had been at previously. Come to Gateshead, gets the platform, and now he's a integral part of Grimsby's midfield. So
yeah, it's true.
It really nice guy as well. He stood talking to Arlow, sat was watched the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Trina told him to go and get a strip on. Greg Ollie.
I remember after Wembley, he come over and spoke to us and said, "My family love it when you scream Conter when I scored." Are you sure? Do I like it when I scream? Coming in.
We're gonna have to do a feature of like ex-Gateshead players like in this podcast, because there's so many in the football league now. Honestly, there's like I try and follow them. I've just lost count now.
Yeah.
How many players now play?
The fixtures, isn't it? Hello, lads. Could we not mention Chesterfield gamers there? That would be great. Thank you. Had a great laugh in the away end. Our supporters at Chesterfield. Look, it was the combination of playing probably the best team in the league, and they'd probably be very competitive in the league above. We lost players. It all happened at the wrong time for us. And just got to wipe them out and get on with it. I mean, we could have went there with full quarter and got beat, and would have still been, but I think the reaction afterwards was more positive than what I had thought was going to happen, because of the worries that had happened earlier in the week before we signed players.
Yeah, well, it was just a case of they're a team banging form. They haven't been beaten at home. They're a really, really good side, and I mean a good side. They're probably the best conference team I've seen in all the years I've watched Gateshead.
Well, they just narrowly lost against Watford on Saturday. Championship Watford away. Come on.
I mean, if you go to the ground as well, it's something else. It's not a ground,
I'll tell you, Luke was on about the singing, and we're singing all the old songs. And last time we won there was when Stevie Rigg got a couple and Scott Bowden got the other one, and we're singing the Stevie Rigg song in the away end.
Hey,
Alan Lamb, Chandler.
Yeah,
it was when he won Super John Shaw. All the oldies were coming. It was class. It was brilliant. It was
we're being too positive. I need to bring it down a level here. Steve.
No, I'm still with the Heat Army, because a good, honestly, great shout out that night. There was 112 of them in that away end, and they deserve the plaudits, because you were singing mighty proud that night, Mickey, weren't you?
Oh, we never stopped. I could barely talk when I come up, which is probably a blessing to Trina.
Like, that's probably a blessing to other people. But we've got Steve Farnfield. But I heard they bought Warman as they'd save money on letters with Wern departing.
Only Steve would think of that. Only Steve.
You've got.
What a surname! What a surname to join the Geordie club, Warman.
Oh, that's true, actually.
It is. It was Mickey, did you go to the ladies' game this afternoon? Good result today.
No, I wasn't there. Trina wasn't well. So I heard the 1-3-2. Jade Halliday scored a last-minute penalty. They were away to Pools Youth. So it jumped above them, and I think they've jumped above them. I might be wrong. But they're in fifth and only 3 points away from second. It's a good result today. Livy got a couple of goals as well, which would be great for Livy, because she hasn't been well at all. Bless her. She's been struggling with a chest infection, and I'm absolutely delighted for them. And Carl's told me they played some fantastic stuff today. So well done, the lasses.
Oh, good stuff. We're getting messages still coming in here, and got here. Gutted about Wern, Lofthouse, and Mare. Great to see some of the old lads that have played for us come on sort of games. Yeah, it's been really good. But I mean, let's talk about the new lads that have come in. Of course, you know they've come in to replace popular players that have left. They've got a big task ahead of them to do it. We've got this one. We'll see one about Warman. There he is. What a haircut. I think I'm going to try and grow that one in myself. I'll move in the camera there. Look at that. Try and get the Warman in.
Someone get some chill on the sides there as well, I think, Davey lad.
I'm just trying to get the Warman in. That's what I want. It's the new cut for the season. I'm just trying to have a couple of pictures have disappeared off my thing here. Obviously, as well as there was another player that's been brought in as well, Jack Stott. He looked good as well yesterday. Playing like the Francis type of role, he would get back, get involved, and get very busy in amongst it, and looked very good in it. So I'm sure there'll be more to come from him. Of course, the man that probably didn't have the greatest debut. Obviously, it's all going to be point fingers at him when you're a goalkeeper and you lose 5-0. But look, the young lad's come up. He's wanting to grow, wanting to develop, and I think we should get behind him in the next game. And hopefully, it improves for him and his confidence in the next game.
Yeah, just say he's quite a tall, skinny lad. He looks about 12. And even when we were standing in front of us, he still didn't even look. He still looked 12.
How old is he? 19 or something? 19, 20?
19, 20-year-old, but welcome to the club. And I admire him if he's got for a 20-year-old to come up here and come on loan. I admire him having the balls to do it. Yeah. Not be long before he's whinging about the cold.
He saves a fortune on razors. He's got a cat to lick it off. He saves a fortune on razors unless he's got a cat to lick it off. He's not shaving yet. Look at that.
Well, he probably is, but
that's a little bit
because it's red.
But other good news as well. Obviously, players departed, players extended. Mama, do. Push pineapple, shake a tree, scored a goal.
Mine was better.
Put him on mute. Yeah. Anyway, David, what's he been extended to?
To the end of the season. So
it's February the 14th.
Was it February? I thought it was the end of the season.
I was hoping it was till the end of the season, but I'm sure Luke or someone will be able to say. I'm sure it was February.
All right, I thought it was to the end of the season.
Give him some roses and hope he stays on Valentine's Day.
Does anybody know out there? Drop us a line.
He's 20.
Jack, do you know? Yeah, someone will know how long he's.
That's the tallest 13-year-old I've ever seen.
Is this darts?
Yeah. Chesterfield played us off the pitch on the night. That's why we were in the same league as them. Same as last season. The players from the players we had, I think we did okay. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, we'll skip past that 5-0. It never happened, right? But this happened yesterday. We had a FA trophy. Gateshead do it the Gateshead way. They don't do it the easy way.
The FA trophy.
Yeah. We've got to do it by penalties to make it entertaining. But I mean, I tell you what, credit to their captain Dale Grubb. It was a hell of a goal that he scored.
Sweet strike.
Should have been closed down much quicker.
All right, Alan Hansen.
You could argue that, but what a finish! I mean, you're going to make someone shoot from the edge or outside the box. I mean, that's a finish that's worthy of a goal.
You did it again, didn't you?
The wrong game.
I was about to say Western-Super-Mare didn't have that many away fans.
No, I was thinking they didn't have any on that side. That's York.
That's York City.
Well, we can still talk about it. Well, you're David. I mean,
the thing is, Davey, you were saying because we scored after whatever it was 3 minutes, and I was thinking, well, where's the goal? There's a lot of chances here.
I know that's right. I was thinking, Christ. 1 second.
I mean, I was in the comedy. It sounded like we started really brightly.
We did. It was
a bang.
It was a bit of a worldie, wasn't it? Oh, Davey's got to download it now. Technical issues.
penalty drama, FA. There we go. Let's click on that.
Here we go. Let's
I mean,
find out.
Your browser sharing this video. The file is invalid. So, well, that's that then, isn't it?
Well, Davey, I think we should reenact it and dance.
Yeah.
Describing the way of dance.
Interpretive dance.
That file is corrupt. It's not working. So unfortunately, we haven't got the highlights. Apologies for everybody. But the players that were fantastic yesterday, the younger lads that come in. I mean, I looked at the starting lineup, and I'll be honest, I thought, "Oof, this might be a big ask today."
So did I. I thought that as well. I thought, I might lose this.
And Constantine was. I thought he was very good. Obviously, he's been playing.
He had a good game at Chesterfield, actually.
Yeah.
When he come on.
He obviously they must train still with the club, when they're away. And yeah, he looked all right. Obviously, Ollie Thompson was like seeing a reincarnation of Adam Campbell, even though he hasn't died. The busyness, obviously the stature, the size. But as the game went on, he was holding his own against players twice his size, and out muscling them and winning the ball back, which was lovely to see. We weren't seeing that last year. We've seen flashes, but I mean, it definitely, that loan has definitely helped him develop, and there's definitely more to come from the young lad. And I was over the moon he got man of the match.
Well, I'm just over the moon to see the young ones come through. Yeah, circumstances had have been different, they probably wouldn't have seen the game.
Yeah,
but obviously the circumstances have arose, and it's absolutely fantastic to see Ollie Thompson start getting man of the match, and Lucas Lowry coming off the bench as well.
Yeah.
It worked well for them.
A few seasons ago, obviously, we've seen Nelson Ogbuwi come on. He was like really fast, like super fast. Lucas Lowry was like a whippet. I couldn't believe the pace that he had for his size. He was just rapid, and when he was on the ball, he was creative on the left hand side. Slotted right in. You wouldn't think he had been. It was his first game. It was just amazing to see. Another one named that were Lyric Hassani. Lyric Hamsani.
Hamsani.
No, but,
I call him Larry. So
Lyrac.
Larry sounds good.
It's pronounced Lyrac Hassani.
Well, this is where the loan system works for us. Obviously, it counted against us when these them good players we talked about at the top of the show depart. But we've got our own coming back. These lads getting blooding in at these Ashington and Workington. We've still got one down at Scarborough. Don't forget him. It's a great system, personally. It'll benefit us in the long term.
The Job one is, everyone's confirming it's 1 month. It's the 14th of yeah. So thank you to that for people that have confirmed that for us. So Job looks like he was missing due to family matters. So we'll hope everything's all right there.
Yeah.
And wish him all the best.
So, David.
Sorry?
What?
Well, no, we're skipping it. I've got to say this because if ever anybody needs a goal, it was Marcus Denanga.
Oh, God. Oh,
proper centre forward goal yesterday.
I mean, we'll start with Louis' stories.
What a goal.
Kent
What a
Richardson
goal.
as well.
Two centre-halves link up for a goal.
Really good goal.
I mean, it sounds silly, but you could see the difference the captain's armband made on Kenton's arm. The way he played always plays with confidence, but he played, I don't know, like he was a foot taller, so to speak. He carried it well, and you could see he was trying to lead by example. And that was from the first go. And I said to Mark in commentary, like after about 20 minutes, I said, you can see he's playing like he's having a captain's game. And obviously set up that goal as well. I mean, look, he plays right side of defence. He was on the left hand side of the pitch and puts the cross in. And Story ghosted in there beautifully. Their defence was stood still, planted, and he just glanced it in. I'll I'll not name who it was, but someone come past us and went, Story knew note about that. I was like, what?
It's a really clever, good goal. You just flicks it. And, yeah, it's beautiful.
Me and Mark were gobsmacked. We're like, what?
What? No, he meant that all day long.
So, another player that could have been man of the match, Kenton. Same with Louis Story. I thought that he had a fantastic game as well. Yeah. There was so many across the pitch, but I think, like as I say, for me, I think Ollie, the young lad, coming in and making his mark right throughout the game and growing as the game went on was good. But yeah, notice we've got loads of messages coming in. Obviously, the last minute goal was an absolute. You could see it.
Yeah, I was listening on commentary, Dave, and I could hear it was coming.
Yeah.
So if you're watching it,
aye.
I mean,
you haven't talked about Marcus's goal.
Oh yeah. So literally off time, me and Mark, I don't know who said it on air or before we went back on. He goes, McBride's going to be the key to opening these up, and then 15 seconds later, he runs and cuts inside and puts a beautiful one into Denanga, and he just, he plants it over.
Not a centre forward's goal. That
was a beauty.
He needed it. He bloody needed that.
That's what he did. I don't know. I tell you what, though, we're talking about penalties. Now, Marcus, I'm getting a bit sick of this, the way you're tapping these penalties, so behave. Do it properly. You've been told, Marcus, I'll not tell you again, I'll bray your arse the next time.
Yeah. bit of venom on this one, bit of venom on the next one. Then he fires it over the ball. I'm like, what are you hitting it that hard for?
Well, I'd rather we wallop one doing the time, like Paul Blackett did, than tap it.
Well, they reckon there was rumours that ball was seen off the coast of Portugal last week.
Steely went looking for it, and I know it again.
Sea Lions. We've got obviously Ollie Thompson was like Ronaldo. So wouldn't have been the FA Cup without some sort of penalty shootout. And Louis' penalty was amazing. Well, calm as you like, wasn't he? Just walked again.
He won it the last time for us, didn't he? He won one of the penalty shootouts for us.
Yeah.
Won it, I think it was, wasn't it?
What about? Oh, Scotty's put a message up here.
So we're own worst enemies yesterday. We went down to 10. Once they went down to 10 minutes, seems like we took our foot off the gas and seems to let them get the equaliser. I thought we went at them, for a bit. I think they were going. They seemed to have like a second burst of energy in the last 7 minutes. They seemed to really push, and yes, I think we probably did invite them on a little bit, but that corner as well. It was a great ball in, and they crowded that 6-yard box. You know what I mean? And Humphreys got up, and there's no stopping that. But
I'm not going to go at Lucas Lowry, but do you think they took Jordan Hunter off and put Lucas Lowry on? Do you think they've made most of the young lad being down that side? I'm just guessing. I wasn't there, so just
no, it didn't seem like that.
No,
not my mind's eye anyway. But if I download the right highlights, I'll have a look. Lucas Lowry looks like a flash. Some Western-Super-Mare players were struggling to keep up when they were. He was absolutely rapid. Panny's loan is over now, isn't it? He was at the stadium on Saturday, so I would hazard a guess it probably is, unless his parent team was involved. His loan team was involved in an FA Trophy game. I don't know. Patrick Story's put Story loves the trophy at Gateshead International Stadium. He does. Yeah, and we've got watched the highlights yesterday's game. We missed a few chances to put the game to bed. Hopefully, we can. The finishing will improve. I think it will. I think.
You're seeing Lucas Lowry's inexperience when he broke through with Denanga.
Yeah,
be interesting to see the starting lineup on Tuesday night.
I mean, someone's a special mention here. Kent Richardson handled their big centre forward brilliantly. I mean, Ruben Reid. His first touch even though he's getting on in age and he didn't have the mobility, but powerhouse, he could hold it up. His first touch was he just stopped that ball dead, and you can see how he still scores goals. But I know Louis Story and Kent Richardson, whenever they come up against him, they just did calmly calmly dealt with him, is the way to put it. But very, very dangerous player. We got here on second. We've seen both goals last night on Twitter. Great header from Story. Great to see the Bear back on the score sheet too. I'm sure there was mountains of honey drunk in his house last night. And, I believe Poppy had her Denanga Bear there yesterday at the game, so I think that was probably the
good luck woman.
Yeah, it was nice to hear the Waldens were there again, and I'm delighted Denanga scored in front of Poppy and Tabitha as well. So
yeah, well, Steve Farnfield's full of he
Christmas
thinks
cheer.
No, he thinks outside the box. He doesn't believe in a box. He's put Denanga deliberately missed a penalty to set it up for Louis.
Steve, it's an interesting way of thinking, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
To be honest, if I was Denanga, that would be the same excuse I would use as well.
Yeah.
Steve, you should try and run for the government.
The penalty taker is Whelan's our penalty taker now, isn't he? Is it Whelan?
I'm not sure.
I'm not.
I would give it to Louis. Me, he never misses.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah,
Louis should get up there, and just the Matt Letizia of Gateshead.
Who would have thought?
I know. I bet you never thought he'd be compared to Matt Letizia, did he?
He'd be buzzing off that, wouldn't he, if that gets to him?
Oh God!
I laugh at the talking the other week. He had a gilet on, a white one.
Oh, yeah.
As he was walking past, I went, "Where do you park the Millennium Falcon?" He was devastated. Oh man!
Oh, brilliant! You probably love being thinking as Han Solo, so you know.
Rob Elliott found it funnier than him, but
to be honest, him and Robbie Elliott with that good beard, that looks like bloody Chewbacca anyway, didn't he? So
more like an Ewok, I was thinking, Mickey. But
we're giving.
And also, it's Kenton Richardson trying to look like Monty with his new hairdo and his beard.
Oh yeah.
He's looking rugged, man. That's where it is, looking gorgeous. We want you to like our social media, and we'll be back with you in a second. Right, we've got more messages coming in. We've got someone poses a good question. We'll go with this next. Bond or beach next game? Bond on the beach, remember, in the summer.
Goodness. Hey, I like it. There's that link.
Took you friggin' long enough to do it.
Yeah.
Goodness. Oh, incoming news. This is breaking news. Mickey, who would you go for? Beach or Bond?
I think you've got to go, as much as I like Bond, I think you've got to go with Beach, probably because of the contract he's got from Chelsea.
I was thinking that, because he's a loan player. And, it's probably true, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Bond was faultless. Obviously, yesterday he played very well. But, yeah, I think it'll go to Beach.
Fantastic save, didn't he, as well? Put on social media. Right. Well, Webster's put Bond for me, but to say I think it probably will be that. And we've got. Let's have a little look here. What else we got going?
Beach might try and impress because his parent club Chelsea just along the road at Woking.
Did you notice yesterday? I don't know if you heard it on the commentary or if you were at the game. The new feature that has been tried to be implemented at Gateshead Football Club.
Oh yes, music while the football's on.
Yeah, music when the football's on.
I thought that was a mistake. Was that an actual feature?
No, you damn shit.
The music playing when the second half and Denanga scored, and I can't remember what song it was, but I tried to make it fit in with something.
That's like cricket. That's what the cricket do, isn't it? Like the 2020s and stuff. Oh no.
When he scores, we'll play the Winnie the Pooh music.
Ed must have went to the bog. Do you think?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or he just didn't hear it in the room where he is. It may just play it out.
So he'd army out there listening to us tonight. Is there any suggestions for certain players scoring and what tunes there should be?
Oh, well, Well, we'll go down that route one day. Steve Farnsfield put, what party should I stand for?
Oh my goodness gracious!
The Heed party. I'd be surprised if Rutledge isn't brought back, as we are short on forwards and need competition for Nanga. Now, don't be too sure on that. If you listened to the commentary yesterday, you will have been hearing the clue. It wasn't me that put it out, but there was something mentioned. So,
what social
media? You can't let it hang them, Davy boy. You can't just let it all hang in.
I'm not releasing it. It's speculation. So there you go. There's a little one for you to get excited about before the agonising hour wait on TalkSport 2 tomorrow, when they drag out the FA Trophy 5th round draw, while they talk about the drainage at Stamford Bridge for half an hour while talking about the trophy. So yeah, that was
terrible.
Another one.
Is it 3 o'clock?
Allegedly.
3 o'clock, yeah.
3 o'clock plus.
Oh, it was nothing to stop us now. Was that what was playing? I don't know. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we'll have to have that. And so 1 second. Well, we're never bringing Novak back.
What?
Maybe I don't know. Someone's just I don't know. It's just I don't know what Steve Farnfield's take. I know he wants to lay off the catnip.
He's synagogue. He must have overdosed.
So that's a warning to all you youngsters watching. Don't overdo it on the Ovaltine at night.
Ovaltine. Can you still buy that?
Well, yeah. Steve Farnfield was the boy for it.
Can you get Horlicks? Oh, anyway.
Yeah. Steve.
Can you remember the advert, Steely?
Steve Farnfield.
We are the Ovaltines. Watch out, boys and girls.
That's showing your age, Mickey. Go on. What was Steve Farnfield?
Steve Farnfield drains his Horlicks through his underpants.
Near the windows went off the map.
Oh
God. I missed that message. What was that last message?
Yeah. 1 second.
Look.
Someone's put Dave said mentioned on this that we needed a striker. Oh no, there was something else put there, and referring to a cryptic clue before is signing coming. I'm not.
Ooh, Davey.
That one, no, Rob Scully.
Neither confirming or denying that. I just have to say, watch this space. Right, let's have a little look about people's put who they want in the next round. Patrick Story has put who would you like? Macclesfield for me? No. If it's at home, maybe yes.
So let Macclesfield and Bromley go together. Barnet and Wellstone go together. That'd be a nice local derby down there.
Christopher Story, Macclesfield away. No. Macclesfield away would be horrible. We never do well at Macclesfield. Well, I think we've won once in about 40 years there.
Well, after Wednesday night, what me could open it up here as well. Worst away day.
Oh God, Macclesfield times loads of the games. Remember the 6-1, Mickey? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Colin Richards just took over then, and there was another one where we got beat. I can't remember what the score was. But Jim rested all the best players in the team. Because his best mate, Macari, was top of the league and then complained about their effort.
I'd go, what do you call it? Burton Albion away 5-1. Oh, or 5-0.
That's a bit golden, like.
That was at the ground. That was horrendous, that one.
I remember that
was
we've got thanks, Davey. My fig roll. Sorry, I was enjoying my fig rolls after the
Brom's Grove away when we got beat 3-0.
That was awful.
And it could have been 10. And the only shot we had hit the stand we're in.
For the worst. Oh, sorry, St. Helens away in the cup or Winsford away. They must have been bad ones, were they?
I can Winsford. I remember winning at Winsford was Keith Fletcher's last game.
Yeah, are they still in? They're not still in the trophy. Are they them teams? Are they? No.
I was just wondering. Yeah, is Michael Scully saying who would want the next round? No, St Helens aren't.
No,
Michael, give us a clue.
Give her a clue. That must be. Well, hang on. Here we go. We've got Bishop Stortford, Colville, Hendon, Macclesfield at home. I'd go with Harlem. Is it Harlem FC still in?
Harlem, yeah. Bishop Stortford at home. They're rubbish. Let's have them.
Bishop Stortford at home.
Yeah. Look what they did. They were 4-0 up after 15 minutes against Aldershot. So
Aldershot are weird, aren't they? Like they're having some mental results this season. Like proper mental.
No worst. There were worst away games than ones. Chorley would be nice. Oh no, Chorley's a bit of a bogey team, man.
No, Chorley are tough. Chorley
at home, yes. Chorley away, no.
Oh no, not Chorley away.
We've got what position? Top position you feel we need strengthened?
Striker.
Yeah, I think
need someone else up there.
Goal scorer.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
You got something in your eye there, Davey?
Yeah, I have.
I thought
it was 6-1 the final score for Bishop Stortford. So that tells.
Whoa.
But I mean, this is a conversation me and Mickey had on the phone last night. How serious are some of these teams now taking the FA Trophy? It used to be the big thing, and a lot of these teams in and around the playoffs want the playoffs.
I don't think Aldershot took it seriously at all yesterday.
He was referring to Lee Novak coming back. I don't think he's going to come out of retirement. He's a coach at Middlesbrough, isn't he?
He's injured. Injury finished him as well.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? What a player he was. Oof.
Yeah, he was. For a young lad, he played with a head way above his age.
He finished off at Bradford, I think it was.
Yeah. Just to go back to your original point there, some of these clubs, I mean, no disrespect to some of the clubs who beat them, but Oldham at home to Hendon, I'd like to have seen the Oldham team, what they put out, and same with the Chesterfield, they lost 2-0 at Welling. You think, they've got bigger things to fry, haven't they? They want to, as you said, either go up or be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Aldershot similar, I would have thought.
Apparently the Aldershot's corner wasn't, but a massive interview. He was fuming afterwards.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Welland beat Chesterfield. Yeah, big upset. I mean, Welland were not a bad side back in the day. You talk 25 years ago, they were around the National League, weren't they, or the conference?
Yeah. Can you remember the toilets there, Mr. Steele?
I do. I saw us lose 6-1 at Welling. That was another shocker because all the way in Kent, we got the train. Oh God! Thanks for bringing the memories back.
The toilet in the one of the ends, it had no roof on it. And you would stand at your urinal and people passing on the buses could see into the cars.
Well, Aldershot was strong apparently in Chesterfield per a youth side. Talking about toilets and away games, I remember Kingsway, Bishop Auckland.
Oh yes.
Yes.
They used to try and charge you 50 pence to sit in a seat that was covered in bird poo. And then I inadvertently found one of the birds that did the bird poo in the urinal. That was an open air one, and I'd had about 2 pints, so I wasn't drunk, but I was bursting to go to the toilet. So I went to relieve myself, and I heard something flapping, and it was the dead bird. I was hitting its wing, and it was like.
Well, it's funny you should say that because on that same night, the late Evan Goldson said to me, he says, "Bah, it's like ammonia city in that toilet." He says it takes the hairs in your nostrils. He says it's that bad. He says there's a dead bird in your urinal. I says, "Give up." And when I went,
and there was. Hey, Merthyr Tydfil was similar, but Merthyr had breeze blocks, and it was. Remember Andy McCallum? He could actually keep watching the match. It had no roof, so you could just stick your head over the top and just keep watching the match while having a wee. So
Spennymoors used to be.
Happens if you're 6'8" and 6'9", like.
Yeah, that's too high. Go on, Jamie.
Spennymoors used to be open air as well, didn't it? Down the far side.
Wow.
That was.
Hey, for Oldham, just before Christmas there, like one of the stands was new and stuff. Like the bits we were in were much dated, and the toilets were pretty rank. Like they were like classic throwback to the 80s toilets. You know what I mean? You walked in, it was just like a waft of moria.
I've just seen this one sent in by Mr. Luke, and I want to know how he knows what a prison toilet looks like. He's put the toilet Chesterfield concourse didn't have any seats. It looked like a prison toilet. So, Mr. Luke, have you done hard porridge? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Mr.
We trying to pick up the soap by any chance, Mr. Luke?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you think back, some of the places we've been,
some of the crap.
I mean, Frickley's always gets mentioned as one of the worst, doesn't it?
Yeah. Who's that?
Frickley.
Oh God!
Oh, yeah.
With the big slaggy behind it.
Steve Farnfield's got a photo of all the heads overlooking the wall at Merthyr Tydfil.
Does he really? Get it sent in, Stevie.
If it's the right heads, I don't want to
worst away grounds you've been to with Gateshead. Yeah, I bet there's been some shockers, hasn't it? Trying to rack some.
Paget was bad.
I tell
Paget was like a field.
Oh, Paget was a field. It was awful.
Aye. That's expected. That kind of level, it's expected, but like some of the conference ones.
Oh no, I tell you, one of the bad ones, just for safety, walking around, it was either not Ashton United. The concrete was just crumbling. The old concrete, the old terrace.
Yeah,
absolutely crumbling. You could see the steel wire putting it together, and it was the rebar. It was I know something myself. I didn't like this. That was a bit of a dump.
Geisley was a bit of a funny one. It was a bit sort of poor blessed.
I had a kind of time a couple of years back down at Geisley. It's much changed from them days, mind. But
I used to like going to Kendal. It was quite unique. I like looking. I like looking uphill in the second half.
In Penrith.
Literally,
I used to like York. Sorry. I used to like York Road, which was Boston's old ground. I don't know why they moved out. I really liked it, and then I was really surprised when they moved. Obviously, probably for money because it was
Steely.
What?
Can you remember getting coined there?
Got coins, 2 pence coins were chiseled. It weren't that they were shaved and they'd been lashed at us. Yeah, that was horrible. But off that massive terrace. But the ground was beautiful. I always liked it. And never knew why they left it.
Royally.
We've got apparently Frickley's ground has been done up and is now set within a plush housing estate.
Woo!
So there we go.
There you go, Mikey.
Every year I went, there was that house with a scab written on it in 8-foot letters.
Yeah, the last time I went was probably about 2004, and the miners' strike was still on.
Did you ever go in the pub that Summit Hotel
No.
That was like a Western when you went in that bar.
Jesus.
We all walked in. I mean, the locals were great, but it was as rough and ready as this pub.
Yeah.
And we walked in. It was like the music went off and everyone just turned and looked.
Oh, I tell you what, I hate the Shea. Not because it's a bad ground, just because we never bloody win there. Anyway, I can know that.
Not the case. Obviously, we've got games coming up this week. We've got Woking away on Tuesday night. So if you want to get your predictions in for that, and then
is that the predictions for what the team's going to be?
No. We're predicting for what the score will be. And then, of course, we're away again to Dorking, aren't we? This was 2 away games, bit of travelling this week. So if you want to get your predictions in, please do send them in for the Woking game. We'll just do one of them. It's pointless because we're not able to decipher for that. But we've got 2 coming in there.
What do you fancy, Mickey? What does Mickey fancy?
At Woking, I'd settle for a ones each draw. But hopefully we can go down there and win. But who knows?
Jack Robson's put, when we expecting a signing then, Davey? I
didn't do anything there.
Woking 1, Heed 2, 2-0 to the Heed there, 3-0 on Tuesday nights is Christopher Story.
Who to, Christopher?
Yeah, exactly who to is a good bet. I know the fish and chip shop at Frickley was closed down for 3 days after we visited as they sold out.
Yeah. The greatest thing about that, there was a woman who worked behind the counter who looked like John Gibson in drag.
It possibly was.
While standing outside eating with chips, you know, you give away in disguise.
Brilliant.
I'd be happy with 4 points over the 2 games, but we've got a very tough running coming in after those games. We'll have it. It's not going to be the rest of the way. 3-1. We've got 1 second. We've got there's physical presence always causes a problem. They're in transition at the moment, Woking. So I have to see with that one.
It's generally the beat us at our place.
Yeah,
it's generally like the best team ever and just beat us.
More place than we always at least get a draw at theirs.
Aye, that's right. Aye, it's always at the stadium. They love us.
Tabitha and Poppy are still up. So we've got 2-0 says Tabitha, and Poppy says a 5-1 win. Well, I hope it is.
Oh, Poppy, yes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Positivity,
optimism there. It's good. Just wait till another 20 years being a Gateshead fan. You'll just be happy that we make it to the next game. 1-1 says Steve Hornfield, which is really positive for him. It's
he started 2024 off, hasn't he? Go on there, Steve.
I'll be there as usual. The 2 games, 3-2 to us and 2-0 against Dorking. Well, I would take that. I'd snap your hands off for that.
6 points. Oof.
Yeah.
Sure. Even if that comes up, I'll even give him a kiss myself.
God, I still want it to come up now.
1-1 on Tuesday.
I bet Sean doesn't.
If there's one thing I've learned is don't make any bold statements in the run up to something that could potentially happen. We've got Vauxhall Motors and Winsford, worst grounds for me. Winsford was a dump, mind. I know we won there. It was an absolute dump. There had been a bomb, hadn't there, behind the goal.
That's right.
It was still smouldering, wasn't it?
I remember Knowlesley. We played Knowlesley away down by Liverpool. That was a bit of a dump. Whoa, bloody hell. Anyway.
I always thought Prescott Cables was a poor place to go now.
Burscough, that was in the arse end of nowhere as well.
Burscough.
Wow. These are blasts from the past. I don't know how many clubs we've played over the last sort of decade. Anyway.
Well, I've done a load of the Northwest. I think we've covered pretty much the whole of the Northwest, to be fair.
Aye.
And I mean, Droylsden, Lee,
Northwich, Whitton Albion. You know those clubs?
Whitton Albion was always a canny ground, mate.
Aye, it was a fairly new one, wasn't it?
Mr. Luke, what you saying, Mr. Luke? How are we doing terrible work and they haven't won at home in 3 months? Well, you know what's going to happen now, don't you?
You said it now, Mr. Luke. It's Gateshead going to play Woking.
Right in the nuts.
Yeah. Someone's put Dorking play on a 4G pitch, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought they did. That's why I asked you earlier. I thought they did.
I thought they were getting
No, it's that. It's probably one of the worst ones as well in the league.
What is?
Dorking's pitch. It's that like bubbly stuff that comes up. The black rubbers. You see it all the time. I mean, we watch the lasses on it, and I think it causes a lot of injuries. Me, like.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when the lasses are falling on that, I mean, Carly's completely skinned her legs so many times. She must have skin like Rhino now.
Well, you know, like slide tackles and stuff. You know what I mean? You get the burns, don't you? You get the. Nah, it's not pretty. Like.
Not nice at all. Like.
No.
The only thing is, though, in this type of weather, at least the games are hand on.
I know that's true.
That's why I stopped playing for the ladies. It was the burns. I couldn't do it anymore.
Just off Carly giving you a Chinese burn.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So, right. Let's have a little look around. Well, if people want to, there's actually rumors online there I've just seen, but I'm not mentioning them.
Oh,
on Twitter there.
You little tease, David. You little tease.
I know. Absolute tease.
I'll come in and say something here. It's about the lasses again.
Yeah, of course.
I'd like to say a massive congratulations to Jess Wheel, who's been promoted up from the under-16s to the first team.
Nice one.
And she made her debut last week against Norton and Stockton Ancients, who used a loophole and played the first team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they hadn't played for 28 days, were allowed to do it. And the first team manager took over the reserves and brought the lot in. But our lasses played really well against what is the first team in the Premier Division. There was a young lass come through, Jess Wheel, and she played 20 minutes and she was absolutely amazing. What a future that lass has got.
Good stuff, good stuff.
And
you've coming through with teams, eh?
Yeah.
There's been more coming through as well, by all accounts, but we're gonna have to wait for them because they can't be under 16 to play in the league. So,
right.
What I've seen at Jets Wheel, wow.
We've got apparently Jack Robson said even Mark White said the pitch is shite.
Tell us how it is.
Yeah. Well.
See if I could,
the most bizarre rumor I heard is that Mark White was going to come and be manager at Gateshead, and I just laughed. What a load of crap.
Well, we'll get him on Thursday, right?
He'd probably do it.
But
as long as we can ask for multi-ball.
Yes, I multi-ball down there.
Well, we'll have to get lamps on. If you're going to do one before the Dorking game, you have to get lamps back on.
So nice. See how we'll see if we can get him on. He's normally good crack for it.
Nice, good lad.
But I mean, look, we've said it a few times. What difference a couple of weeks makes. You know, obviously players on the verge of coming back, new players in, possibly more players coming in.
Dave, you got something in your eye again?
Yeah. But no, it should be a nice little run in. Hopefully, a little bit of magic of the trophy again. Not saying we'll get to Wembley. I mean, it'd be lovely to, but there's some big teams dropped out yesterday. Your Chesterfields and Oldham, and it was the other one that went out as well. Aldershot, of course.
Altrincham went out.
Out. Halifax already out.
There's only two of the top six.
Filed
and Bromley.
Filed Dorking went out. There's a lot of clubs have fell by the wayside, and it just shows you it's not a given in the competition. It is like the FA Cup. For these smaller teams like us, it is a big competition to get to Wembley, and we all know what a fantastic day out it was. So it'd be lovely.
So here's a question: what would you accept? Would you accept 7th and knocked out the trophy? So 7th would be the playoffs, obviously, or finishing 8th, which is not the playoffs, and going to Wembley. What would at the moment in time, if you were given that choice, they said, right, this is what will happen. You can finish 7th or 8th. One's going to the final, the other one's not. What would you do, David? Go on, I'll ask you to get your answer. Tricky, innit?
It's tricky.
Still having a successful season, finishing 8th. Obviously just a few points.
Come in.
Yeah,
I'll go 7th every time.
Would you? Aye.
I'd love to get a bit of silverware. Like I've always.
Honestly, I want to win the trophy. I've wanted to win it since we got knocked out in 1993 off Wickham.
Yeah.
If Vanessa still listen, don't you dare gloat.
Was that the 90th minute goal by Steve Guppy?
Aye. The chance to get, you can get, if by hook or by crook, you can get to Wembley in the playoffs. Not only that, the crowds.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna just throw the question up in the air and just say both.
Love it.
Someone pull the splinters with his ass.
Yeah. We got 7th for me. Holy Grail is getting back in the league. Yeah. So there's remembering Guppy. Smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Vanessa.
I can still remember the goal, man. It was the 90th minute. Honestly, I can still remember it.
Especially because the final base were unlucky to it then when the playoffs losing.
We played so well that game as well.
You see, I
think Paul Dobson was 3 1-on-1s, didn't he?
He did. So, Davey, it was 0-0, and we were away to Wickham Wanderers in the quarters, and it was and we played exceptionally well. Wickham obviously were, bound for the league and all that, and huge crowd, and honestly, we deserved to win that game. and Steve Guppy's broke my heart.
The question you've posed is, I mean, people are very split. It's 2-2 at the moment for people have put. So someone's put when's the draw? It's tomorrow, 3:00. Well, the start of the programme on TalkSport 2, and it will be probably about 5:30 by the time.
Yeah, it'll be about Thursday,
and they'll make the FA Vars draw first, which Wickham are still in. So hopefully they're the North East team left in there. So
they've got a good chance to win it, you know.
The Northern clubs don't do as well in that anymore, do they? We used to sort of dominate the Vars.
Yeah, it's. I think a lot of the bigger ones and the ones with the money and the better players have been promoted, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I remember Dobson lobbing the keeper and clearing the bar when he should have scored.
Yeah.
No work in them ones.
God, memories.
We've got playoffs any day, says Jack Robson, so it's 3-2 to the playoffs. Someone else has put there by Wednesday. By the time they do it on TalkSport. Oh, Vanessa's being greedy. She's put trophy this season, playoffs next season. It's look, compared to last season, I know we're still in the FA Trophy, but it's a lot better conversation, isn't it? When you're thinking, where would you rather finish? Going down or getting to Wembley?
Yeah, very true, David. Very true.
The trophy final.
Yeah.
Playoffs of the trophy final.
Yeah.
Hey, lads, it's also a bit of it's nice tonight just to have a bit of upbeatness, isn't it? It feels like we're just out that slump, you know what I mean? That we're in, you know, as supporters, you know, just feeling a bit sort of a bit down, a bit, you know. Come on, we were a bit like, we know what what's going to happen next.
It felt like it ended in doom, didn't it?
It really did. I mean, on a bad day, it did.
So many shitty rumours going. I'm sorry if I'm swearing a lot tonight, but there was so many absolute shitty rumours going around last week.
Yeah.
Well, not last week, the week before.
Yeah.
Like you didn't know what was hearsay, what was true, what was actually what was just a blatant lie.
Someone said you were 16, Vicky, and I just thought, what's going on?
I mean, I don't know which way they were looking from, but maybe I was 400 yards away and stood behind a big block of flats, and then I probably would look 16.
At Merthyr Tydfil, you had
class.
Well, anyway, let's roll on Tuesday.
Look, it's all going good, and
I saw Steve Sanfield there saying about Fanfield, saying about golden oldie days. When those underpants were brand new, the good old days. My God, when they were white.
If Tony Carter and Mickey and a number of others hadn't threw the underpants out the bus, they would have all had theirs still.
That was a funny trip.
You don't say.
That was come back from Porkham.
You don't say, Christ.
The way to say
15 years ago, and I remember that someone's underpants landing on someone's windscreen and the bloke being very annoyed in the car behind.
That was when we played Morecambe. It was about December 8th, somewhere around that, and Stevie Farmfield decided the Morecambe game was going to be the Heat Army's Christmas party. And believe me, there were some very drunken people that day. When the pants went out the bus, we hid Tony's trousers, and he was absolutely bollock naked from the waist.
Tony, back in the day, used to get naked a lot on a bus. I remember coming back from
in the South.
I can't remember.
And I was reading a newspaper, and then all of a sudden I just seen two testes come over the top of me.
I done the Highland thing, naked up and doing the bus that day.
There was about what it was in the back. There was like a dance floor because there was a couple of seats missing, so there was room to dance and everything.
That's when I went into a pub in Dumfries, and they wouldn't serve because I had football shirt on. So I took me shirt off, and he says, "We're not serving you because you got shorts on." I was stood in my trainers, and my underpants, and he still wouldn't serve. He says, "I'm not serving you now because you're a tit."
Was the Morecambe? I think it's about the Morecambe game. Is that when the tray man travelled?
No, that was a different time. That was New Year's Day when the tray man turned up. Completely random stranger. We thought he knew someone. He had a bottle of sherry in his pocket. He just jumped on the bus, went to Morecambe with her, and pulled into motorway services. And I was standing in the foyer, just outside waiting for someone coming to the toilet. And I just see this guy walk past with his full English breakfast on a tray. He walked out the main doors, straight across the car park, and sat and had his breakfast on the coach. And then his plate, the crockery, and the crockery, his cutlery, and the teapot was still on the seat when we left.
Good on him.
He was taking pictures, and then on the way back, he never turned up. We waited over an hour for him, and we'd have had to this day, I don't know where Trey Man went.
Trey Man.
Well, there you go. Fancy taking someone, kidnapping somebody and taking them to Morecambe. Was it Morecambe, did you say? Or
That was he just got on the bus.
Yeah, just got on the bus.
Well, his lads, he says, well, we can't to Morecambe. Oh,
yeah.
He stayed on, paid his money, and went.
Aye. Hey, man. Well, on that note, seeing as we've ended on testes and trays and everything else, a big thank you to everyone that has tuned in tonight. Hopefully we have something positive to talk about on Thursday night before we preview the Dorking game. Let's hope we do well down at Woking. Wish the lads all the best going down there. And we've got class stories, Mickey. There's more where that came from, son. There's more where that came from.
That's just the start.
I haven't even mentioned Evan yet.
Oh.
Can I just quickly tell it?
Yeah. And, my daughters want to know what time I'm done with the podcast. Apparently, I've been too loud. I'm wrapping up now, if you'd like to leave us.
Went to Yeovil for the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And we'd been on the drink all day, went to the match, went back. Some of the lads went out on the town. Evan Gouldson, myself, Gaz Armstrong, Sean Wade, a few others. And we got royally plastered. I was home early. Evan got lost going home. Jumped in the taxi. He says, give the hotel card and says, can you take us to this? And the taxi driver says, I need problem. He went about 100 yards. He says, yeah, that's £3.50, please. So Gaz Armstrong in the morning was sharing with Evan, and we went downstairs for our breakfast, and Gaz had to go into the bog. Yeah, obviously the kebab or whatever he'd had the night before in the drink. Went downstairs, had our breakfast, and while went up, and while going back into Evan's room, in Gaz's room for whatever reason, and we opens the door, and it absolutely stunk. And Evan went, Jesus, beep Christ, what's happening here? And he picked the phone up and rang reception. This is a call that makes me laugh every time. And he said, all you heard on the, hello, this is reception. He says, this is room 14. He says, can you send some cleaning stuff up, please? He says, I think someone's left a Shire horse in my bathroom. And the woman on the other end says, I beg your pardon. Put the
oh, yeah.
Oh.
Tell us.
I can tell you millions of stories about Evan.
If he's in trouble, we best cut out.
I know, I'm going off it, but because he's at school tomorrow. But on that note, thank you very much. We'll see you again on Thursday if he's more available, lads. Are you available?
I'm available, yeah.
Yeah, I will, but I'm going away next weekend, so I won't be in the area for a few days.
Spot on.
So,
well,
enjoy everybody.
Get on to a story next week where Tony Carter was sick all over himself. Come out with and then, oh, that was bad. And then he didn't realise he had sick all over his hairy chest and rubbed it in.
When he was doing shadowboxing and bust the clock in the bed and breakfast in Dover. That was a good night now.
I'll tell you one, Tony Carter, he was shadow boxing on the fell, and he had a kebab in a bag, and it was swinging around, and he fell over, and the bag went underneath his arse and flat.
Somebody picked it all up and put it back in.
And he just sat on it and flattened it.
Class.
And then later, he got on the bus opposite and he got on the back of the bus, put his on the back of the seat, pulled his pants down for the bus moved, and he sat bare ass on his kebab.
I remember that. That was a good beat, that.
On that note, before I get phone calls off Tony Carter going, shut up. Right.
See
you later. Bye.
See you later, folks.
Bye.